Dante Alighieri was born in May 1265 in the Italian city of Florence. He came from the ancient Alighieri family, whose members participated in the founding of Florence itself. His great-great-grandfather, Cacciaguida, held the title of a knight and was a participant in the Second Crusade, 1147 to 1149, perishing in battle. Throughout his life, Dante Alighieri wrote numerous works, but the most famous of them is undoubtedly the Divine Comedy, on which he worked for about 13 years. It is still not established where exactly he studied. It is possible that he attended the renowned Bologna University. However, it is known that the poet received a good education, and he, among other things, was familiar with the heretical teachings of his time. Dante Alighieri actually modestly named his work simply Comedy. But thanks to the suggestion of Giovanni Boccaccio, another famous writer of the Renaissance era, the word divine was added to its title. His closest friend was the philosopher and poet Guido Cavalcanti, with whom they were inseparable. When Cavalcanti died, Dante fell into depression. He even portrayed him as one of the positive characters in his comedy. The Divine Comedy consists of 3 parts and 100 cantos, all of which are written in terza rima, a special rhyme scheme of tercets. But the true appreciation of the poet can only be found in the original, in Italian. Dante Alighieri's influence was so great that he is considered the founder of the modern Italian language. More precisely, thanks to his popularity, his native dialect of Italian became the basis for the language. His full name was Dante degli Alighieri. Over time, it was shortened to the familiar name we know today, and this poet is often referred to simply by his first name, without his surname. At the age of approximately 37, the poet, who was actively involved in political activities, was exiled from his native Florence as his party suffered defeat. Since then, he wandered for years and never saw his hometown again. After his exile from Florence, Dante was invited to Ravenna by the city's lord, Guido de Polenta, and was appointed as his ambassador. In August 1321, he was supposed to visit Venice for the purpose of signing a peace treaty with the Republic of San Marco. However, on the return journey, while passing through the area between the Adriatic Sea and the marshy terrain in the Po River basin, Dante fell ill with malaria. Unfortunately, he couldn't overcome the illness, and the poet passed away during the night of September 14th. The urn containing Dante's remains was stolen by Franciscan monks while being transported from Ravenna to Florence. They were unwilling to part with the talented writer. In Dante Alighieri's biography, it is mentioned that he constantly longed for Florence while in exile but could not return. The new Florentine authorities even sentenced him to death in absentia, so it was clearly not safe for him to fall into their hands. The woman whom the poet secretly loved, Beatrice Portinari, died at the age of 24. Love at the age of 9 from the first sight. In 1274, 9-year-old Dante noticed a girl named Beatrice Portinari at a party with neighbors and instantly fell in love with her. She was unaware of Dante's feelings, as he only spoke with her twice in his life, but he held on to these feelings for his entire life. However, his all-consuming love for her became the brightest feeling in his life and determined Dante Alighieri's future. In many of his works, Beatrice is depicted as a semi-divine figure, inspiring him to great deeds and never leaving the lyrical hero. In 2008, almost 9 centuries later, the decree of Dante Alighieri's exile from Florence was officially revoked by the city. However, citizens accused the authorities of simply trying to attract more tourists through this gesture. The poet considered usury to be an extremely unscrupulous occupation. His negative attitude towards bankers and the loans they issued at interest to borrowers is vividly reflected in the Divine Comedy. Throughout his life, Dante Alighieri led an ascetic lifestyle. He adhered to it even before his exile, and afterwards he had no inclination towards luxury. Dante didn't mention his wife in any of his works, although his friends, Beatrice Portinari, and many other real people are mentioned. He married out of convenience, and although 3 children were born in this marriage, his wife did not follow him into exile. Dante Alighieri himself considered betrayal to be the worst sin. In the Divine Comedy, He described the scheme of hell, where among the most severe torments are reserved for sinners, traitors, and even murderers have slightly better conditions than them. Numbers and symbols. Art historians consider the Divine Comedy to be perfect in terms of composition. Dante used a special rhyme scheme for its writing. It allows for easy memorization of large sections of the work and their retelling. Most often, 4 numbers are encountered in it. 7. The number of days it took God to create the world. The number 3 signifies the Trinity of God and symbolizes it. 10 corresponds to humans, as the result of the union of earthly and divine elements. The number 13 symbolizes Christ, who possesses both human and divine traits. These 4 numbers, 3, 7, 10, 13, can be most frequently found in the 100 cantos of the work. Each of the 3 parts of the Divine Comedy ends with the word stars. 1. Inferno, Hell, ends with the word stars, Italian, stelle, in canto XXXIV, the final canto, as Dante and Virgil ascend from the depths of hell to emerge at the base of Mount Purgatory, greeted by the stars. 2. Purgatorio, Purgatory, ends with the word stars, Italian, stelle, in canto XXXI, the final canto, as Dante gazes upon the stars from the summit of Mount Purgatory, having completed his journey through purgatory. 3. Paradiso, Paradise, ends with the word stars, Italian, stelle, in canto XXXI, the final canto, as Dante gazes upon the vision of the divine realm and celestial spheres, enraptured by the light of the stars. This repetition of the word stars at the conclusion of each part of the poem reinforces the overarching theme of divine guidance, enlightenment, and the celestial journey of the soul. Jacopo, the son of Dante Alighieri, found the missing verses through a dream. The last part of the Divine Comedy, Paradise, was created by Dante in Ravenna, during his exile. There is a legend that after his father's death, the sons could not find the last 13 cantos. And one day, Dante came to Jacopo in a dream and pointed out where the missing fragments were. The concept of this work is the apotheosis of Dante Alighieri's creativity. The poet is captured in that beautiful moment of inspiration during the creation of the Divine Comedy. In his hand is the book Vita Nova, New Life, and the statue is placed on a fragment of a column made of marble from Rosso Levante, Italian marble. On the frieze of the pedestal are the years of Dante's life in Roman numerals and the 3 parts of his comedy, Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso, in Latin. Around the column is a Latin inscription. Dante Alighieri is depicted as a wanderer and eternal exile. You can purchase the statue of Dante sculpted by the renowned contemporary sculptor Boris Krivkov on the website ageder.art.